Good morning. It's morning here in Sweden, and most of the time I record in the morning, and sometimes in the evenings. It's summer here. I think maybe it's July 12, 2022, and it's full summer, and I was thinking about to drive to the beach. It's too far for me to drive with my scooter to the beach. I have done it sometimes, but then am I worried that the battery in the scooter will not last until I am home again. But now I can take a taxi cab that take my scooter with it, and then I have full battery when I am in the beach. And we have a beautiful beach here, and I'm not going into the beach, but drive along with the beach, and I think it can be like 15-20 minutes to drive along the beach, and then drive back. So about a half hour to be at the beach and look. But of course I stop in some places, and I love to step out from the scooter and sit on an ordinary bench, sofa, along with the beach, and then look out on the water. And I am so close to Denmark, so I see Denmark from the beach, and I can see the traffic in Denmark. And but the sad thing is that both sad and good things is that it's very much tourists now in this time, and until late August there is so much tourist, and sometimes it's coming cruising ships, and they stop at our harbor. They don't go into our harbor. They are placed outside in the sea, but then they have smaller boats that they drive in with, and then they come and shopping in our city and look around in our historical places. And it's much about the war between Denmark and Sweden. We were very close, and for a little while Denmark had this part where I live. This part it had Sweden, this part. So that's why I have so much ancestors in Denmark, because of the wars, and that we belong to Denmark for a while. So it's much to learn, to know your history. And like in United States, where I have lived, they don't know anything about their history. They only know what the school is telling them, and the school are only telling them about nowadays in the United States, all the wars and independence things and those things. I don't think they teach anything about the history of the native people that live here before Europe come to United States and invaded and took their land, and that they don't want to teach about. They want to people to not remember this. It's very much about remembering the slaves, African Americans, how they were taken to be slaves in United States, but very little about those tribes of the native tribes. A little of my DNA belong to those Cherokee Indians, but it can be more than that. It was not that they were taken in that way. They were not abused in that way because they married those women. So it was not, we don't know the history behind it, but I think they can, like today we can love each other, fall in love with each other, no matter what the skin color are. It's those with an open heart, if they don't have any agenda behind it. It's very much agenda about that African American people marry or are together with white people because they wanted to have light-skinned babies. So there is an agenda about it. But of course they can fall in love anyway. But I know that light-skinned seems like be the top of all people in the United States. And it's sad that it's like greed, money, things to have this agenda to get these children. And it's not fair to the children to do these things. But I don't say that African American should be with African American. If you know me, you know that I like that we mixed up, that everyone, we belong to God's creation, everyone. We are brothers and sisters in God, in the spirit way. And so it's not about that, but it's about the agenda to go and do children that in that way that they want to have light-skinned children. So it's many. I was very surprised when I live with this pastor in the United States outside on the farm in Virginia, that I look at the picture of his family, and there was white people, children in the picture, and he laughed at me and he said that don't you know that many of the African American people are born with almost white skin when they are babies, and then it change on when they grow up. And one man, a black man, really dark black man, he showed me a picture, and he said to me, "Do you think this can be my daughter?" And the girl was white skin and had red hair. And don't ask me about this kind of things, because I find out the DNA. My DNA was very much mixed of everything. I have all skin color in my DNA. So don't ask me about how it can mix up, because my DNA, it is, I didn't know that I was so much my father and not my mother. And they were very different from each other, my parents. My mother was not much into laugh. When she was drinking, she did very much jokes and was very fun. But when she didn't drink, she was hard, had no much feelings, emotional things in her. And when my father was, "Oh, let it go, like me, it's okay, everything is okay, we can handle it when it's coming up. If there will be a problem, we handle it when it's coming." And he was this, he was singing very much, and he was with friends that was into the show business. So it was very much about this way outgoing personality, when my mother was ingoing personality. So I am very thankful for God to create me to be that. My DNA is very much my father's. And then when I had done the DNA, and it is very strange that I look like very much like Queen Victoria, but that is on my mother's side. But my father's DNA is mixed into it also. So it's very strange that people say that you look like Queen Victoria when she was young. I was thinking I should only do maybe a recording in 10 minutes like that, because I didn't have so much to talk about. But it started already to be something coming here. And when I say coming here, I've been touched of a spirit. So I trigger someone to come when I say that. What I say, I have already forgotten, because the spirit took me in the same time I was talking those words. It's about this. First, is it about the health, It's I was watching a documentary about health. It's always from England. It's coming, this documentary we have here in Sweden, and it's about this. I was thinking about this when they take it up about the health, that stress is very important to calm down from stress, and that is what the devil is targeting. He make us get more and more stress than we had before because of this, all this input of the media. I belong to it when I have my podcast, but you can sit at home and relax and listen. You don't need to walk around and listen. You can choose. But these people, it's very sad, and it's very disturbing, because I know that the devil wants us to look in the phones, look into those small iPod and phones, and not look around what's going on in the world. We are fed our brain with what the world wants us to know and not know, and I have said it before, that you need to take a break from your watching, and I see this many children, small, they can't even talk, and they sit with their phones. They get their phones from their parents because it's the easiest way to be with a small child, is to give it some picture of someone is singing a lullaby or singing a child song, and then the cartoons on the screen, and that make the children not cry. As soon as they cry, they give them that phone. And the worst thing is when those small children, they don't even can't walk. They take out their arms and try to grab the telephone from their parents. It's very frustrating to see it, and I am not against this, because I have worked with computers since 1978. So that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about to giving the children the habit to always have that something in front of their eyes that is from a screen, and not from the real world around them. So as soon as they are crying, they get these phones, and you create crying in their children when they get award. They get award for crying or screaming. You feed them with this habit that is not good for them. And the documentary yesterday, it say it the stress can be good in small amount, like if you are frightened about spiders, and suddenly you see a spider, and you be stressed and frightened about it, and then you push the immunity in your body to hit in the top, and that be like a boost for the immune system. But then in another way is it very bad to have this stress. So you should not be angry about this short stress, but the long lasting stress is very bad for the body, and it that they are talking about me in that documentary in that way, that why I got this with the pancreas, that my pancreas going bad. It was because of all this. I was so frightened in the beginning when I started to walk in United States as homeless, because then of course the devil's children was on me very much, and I have fear the whole time. I was stressed because I didn't know what to do in my situation, because I have never been poor. I have never been out on the street. I didn't know what to do when I was in another country also. I was not in my country. And what to do when you don't have any money, you don't have any home, you have no work to go to, you have nothing to eat, what to do. And that created very much stress in me. I don't felt the stress, but it was stress the whole time. So I couldn't understand the difference from to be relaxed and be full of stress. That I didn't know. And the spirit is here that come, that it will tell you that that's what you should do, that you should find out if you are full of stress, or if your body is in balance with this. That is good to have a little stress sometimes, that for example that you should drive away to something and you are late, and that stress is okay, because when you are coming to that place then are the stress gone. And for me I take that away, because if I am going to somewhere, I have a time to catch, and when I start to go drive, walk to that spot where I should be in that time, when I have started the move, I can't do anything about it. And so I relax. It's just in that moment I see the time have slipping away and I'm late now. And that's where I have the stress. But as soon as I start to move, I have done everything and I walk out from my home, then I relax. because I can't do anything more than move. So why do I stress? I walk or I drive the fast as I can, and I can't do anything more to cut it. The only thing that help to to make me not coming late is to talk to God. I always talk to God, that it's easy for God to take away this, make me come in the right time for something, and I do that also when I need to go out and it's raining very much, and then I say that to God, that you you created everything, and that is very hard to do. So this, to stop the rain, is it's nothing for you. So please, God, can you stop the rain for a moment so I can come inside that place where I'm going to? Like that, I say to God, and He do it. And the same is it when I start to walk the fastest I can without stress, and or drive away. I talk to God. Let it be so I come in that time that I should come. And sometimes it have been that those people that should hold in that class, for example, they have been late also. So I have not coming to the in the right time, but it have working because they have been late, and together we have the same time. So it's this small stress is okay, but you should not have this long stress for a long time, and every day maybe you have, and you are like me in United States. I become used with the stress inside my body, and that stress caused me to have my pancreas. I find out very quick, maybe 3-4 months after I have arrived in United States, that I got psoriasis on my body, and no one in my family has psoriasis. Nothing in my DNA have psoriasis. So, and that was making of all the stress I have inside me, and it caused the inflammation in my body, and it caused that the blood was going out in my arms and in my legs, because to run away from evil things. So the pancreas didn't get what it should be given of blood streaming, and so the stress, you have to take it serious. The stress can cause many problems in your body. For me, I have not cancer in my DNA. No one have cancer in my, so I don't have that in my DNA. But instead, it did go to psoriasis, and psoriasis is a kind of form of the same like a cancer, but it can kill you. But mostly it doesn't kill, because it's the same thing going on inside the body, that it's the cells. The cells is growing, and it is the immune system that causes it. When the immune system go wild, it can cause it's going to be too much cells. It's think it should heal the body, but instead it's going damage in the body. So because of my fear I had, the stress I had, it started to make me get this wild going immune system. So I start to grow too much cells, and that is psoriasis. But it can also, psoriasis, one form of psoriasis can go in to your organs and kill all organs. And maybe I have a little form of it when my pancreas is so bad, but it doesn't go on other organs. Thank you, God, for that. And so this form of psoriasis kill you when it's going into your organs and put cells there too much and cover in the organs and kill it, like strangle it. And I have that form of psoriasis that is going into my joints. And I know my future about that. And I have already had it, that I have very much my joint in my body, but God helped me, and the Spirit helped me, heavens helped me, so I don't have any pain. So I don't need to eat any painkillers. So I'm clean from this. In the beginning I got tramadol, and you that is addicted to tramadol, you know it's upgoing things, and I thought it was, I had wrong thinking, because when I come back to Sweden and got tramadol, it was wrong thinking, because I had the post-traumatic distress because of what have happened in the United States. And I get this tramadol, and it was good because it took away my pain that I had. For I have full of psoriasis when I come back to Sweden. It's full of, even come into my face also, and it make me get pain. But I think most of the pain I had in that time was a reaction of what have going on in the United States. You that doesn't want to listen at my story, you don't know that I had knife on my throat, I have gun on my head, I had someone coming up to the door and have a bullet between the fingers, and he said that this bullet have your name on it, and I understood what it was. And I was kidnapped out in the forest in Florida, and I was also holding inside the house as a prisoner. And the bad thing was the bad thing that happened to me make me understand that there is someone watching over me, because I always get a way out from all the situations I was in. I was in many bad situations, and many times to be killed. I was up in the court in the United States 4 times because of people that wanted to kill me. So this was so much stress, but I didn't felt the stress. That you should understand. I become used to have this stress. And then it started coming out from the inside. It's coming out like psoriasis. And first I got it in my on my head, and I still have psoriasis in my head. It seems like I have more than one form of psoriasis, because I got the medicine injection every 3rd month that took away all the psoriasis on my body parts, but up in my hair I have psoriasis today still, and they have not could give me anything that take that away. But it's okay, because it's hard to see it when I have so much hair. And so I'm talking about stress, and I push this spirit to come closer, to talk. I don't know why I push this spirit to come and talk more. He was talking about this, about stress, and maybe want to say something more. It's always this. Now this spirit is talking to get the healing on you that is full of stress, that doesn't understand that you are captured, you're in a prison of stress, that you take it as that's my normal way to be, you think. But the spirit is saying this now, that it's going to make you understand how much stress you have inside you, and make you to change some of your lifestyle that you have. And she's telling this, that it's caused this problem with the gender, that how to recognize your gender, and this stress make you to think that you are in a wrong body, that you are born man, but you feel like you are a woman, and you are born a woman, and you think you are a man, and that belong to the stress of the brain. But you have not understand it. You have not get a chance to know yourself. You have been so much outgoing. This spirit is talking now. It's not me talking. The Spirit give me the words to talk, and the Spirit say that it's belong to the stress because it's confusing. Stress is confusing, and that make you make wrong decision, and that is what the devil want you to do, wrong decision, and take another way, that a way that is not a way to God. It's a way to the devil, and the stress causes you to not function as you should. And I have already said that to the Spirit, that when you're talking like this, what it's talking about, I say it must come a solution for this problem that you have. You have the knowledge because you know everything from the start till the end of everything. So you have a solution for that, and that is it's not only about the healing, and that you should come to know your stress and come to know yourself in that way. It's the we need to have, I say to the Spirit, we need to have that a solution that we can touch, and act on, and not only relax. That's good, relax, but only to think that heaven will give you the solution without you need to do anything. And that is everything in the Spirit is here. It's everything that the podcast have been talking about, that you need to know the source. And the source is not outside of you. The source is yourself. Who am I? And it's very good. Now it's coming the solution. It's very good to write on a paper plus and minus, and you write down what you know about yourself, if it's good or is it bad. So you place it. The minus is your bad habits, your bad thinking, the bad acting in your life, and that is the whole life. You should write it up. It can be a very long paper, or if you do it on your computer, and what is good with you, to grab the good side. That's the most important, but the negative is also very important, to come to know you. This is the Spirit give you the solution of this. And then when you have write everything up, then you ask people in your life how they see you, and that you should not place into what you have no knowledge about yourself. That you have to do it on a separated paper or on the computer, that because it can be very wrong how people see you. So then you can be that you lose the focus on who you are by place it, place what people think about you in the same place. That you should not do. You should separate yourself from the world. So that is the solution this spirit is talking about, and I thank you for that. And she do the healing in this time also when she have been talking, and she is really up. She is up on my skull now, on my head, over my head now. So she moving. So it can be for me also, of course. That this is not only for you, it's for me also to know, get the knowledge. And I tell you that when the mother of everything, the mother of all beginnings, when she come here in my home, and she is here in my home now, since she come, I have been sleeping very good. I sleep 8 hours every night, and that was the documentary yesterday. It was talking about that you need to sleep at least 8 hours. So that have changed in me, that I go sleepy earlier than before. And this is summer, so it's light outside, but I still are sleeping. I'm sleeping from 11 till 8 o'clock in the morning. And before I was sleeping about 1 o'clock in the night, and then was up at 7. So that was only 6 hours. So it have added 2 hours in my sleep. So that make me be healed also in that way, or not make any stress. And then it is also this, that I talk to God to tell them, the spirits, to not come in the night and make me get nightmares or get any pain in my body or be not in good mood when I wake up. After that, I have started to talk like that every night before sleep. Just after my brain is started to, I get some weird things in my mind, and I say to myself, this is the brain is start to be disconnected. It start to sleep my brain, so it's take in and do things. It's showing things in for me, but it is only less than maybe 1 minute, and then I sleep. So it's like my brain be disconnected, and then it's be connected at 8 o'clock, and then I watch the news in 8 o'clock, and then I watch the program from England about inside the ambulance that I like to see, because there is like the real world, how all this talking is not a manuscript of how people talking, it's real. And then I do the recording, and after now, when I have recording and I place it on SoundCloud, that the SoundCloud's platform, and the SoundClouds take this podcast to other platforms. It's spread in a network. It's going on my YouTube and going in other places, Spotify and it's eTune. It's going in other places. So this, what you see about people listen, that is only for the SoundCloud platform. Then I have many other that is working good. And yesterday I found out for the second time my SoundClouds have changed. So it's telling me that I should do pay more in subscription, but I pay the most I can do to get unlimited episodes. So I can recording. I am up in over 300 now episodes, so I can still going on to recording for you. So it's very important for you to understand about God and heaven. So I pay for it, and with my retirement money for age retirement, not for the brain. My brain is okay when I'm talking. And now what I remember. In other way, it's damage with a balance, walking around with a balance, and that my brain go tired and want me to sleep, so it can fill up again with energy. So I'm okay with that. I could have been killed, so I'm very happy to be alive. And so I'm going to write to SoundCloud today and tell them that I am frightened that I don't say these words, but it's the devil that tried to hack or make a bug in my podcast, and I see that it's have lower of people that listen, so something is going on, and that have been before. And I have my podcast on Podbean, and that was for a long time, for many months, and I didn't have any listener at all, and I complain, and now it start to running good again, so they find where the error was. So the devil tried to take away my podcast, but if it should happen something, then I place my podcast on YouTube instead, because there it's working, and so I hope it doesn't will close up for me, this platform SoundCloud, and then those other platform will be stopped also. So thank you, and God bless you, and I thank you, the spirits that come through. The spirit is say it's my obligation to talk to you. So it's of course the spirit is happy that I say thank you, but it doesn't need, because the spirit is say is her or his. The spirit have no gender, so it can be both he and she, and the gender and the spirit say that it's the obligation of us the Spirit in heaven. We are from heaven, and we are here to help you. That's our obligation today, and that's why we educated you, Eva, about what's going on in that world that most people can't see. So thank you for listening.